President Trump is trying to calm the fears of Americans with a 401k, saying that he will not change the retirement savings plan in his proposed tax plan. But is this just a way to gain political ground? Dr. Jeff Haymond, the Dean of School of Business Administration, joins us live from Cedarville University this morning. Thanks so much for taking your time to be with us here today to help us understand this a little bit more. You know, the big question is, why does the president want to pass this new tax plan?
Well, he's hoping to get some growth in the economy. We've been growing basically about 2% per year for the last decade. If we can get the economy growing at 3% or even possibly 4%, it has a tremendous increase in overall benefit to our national debt, for the revenues we'd receive, for the opportunities for ordinary Americans, for wage growth. That's the economic purpose and rationale for his plan.
Now, there is a lot of fear about the impact that it will have on retirement savings. The president himself, though, saying that it won't impact 401k.
That's right. I think our viewers should not get too concerned about what's going to happen to their retirement. We're in the very early stages of what I would call less the economic and more the political dance that has to be ongoing for them to figure out how they can so-called afford these kinds of tax cuts, because they've been giving themselves a cap of approximately $1.5 trillion over the next decade that they could have budgetary relief. And so they've got to find offsets for that kind of funds. And so they're looking at various alternatives. And what those will be are going to be a combination of what's politically possible and what would have the most benefit in terms of revenue. And this one obviously is going to have very low political popularity, so it's highly doubtful that it would survive. And indeed, it may have been just a softball thrown up by the Congress to let President Trump hit it. So I wouldn't be too concerned about something very unpopular being made into law.
And that was my next question. What is the likelihood, you think, of it passing?
I think it's very low likelihood. I think that there are going to be other kinds of things that they might be able to do to get the so-called offsets that they need. But generally, that they could adjust the rates. They could do many other things. But right now, you're going to have a lot of interest groups that are going to be giving their own perspectives on this, such that we really don't have a lot of insight at what those trade-offs are yet. We see some of these kind of trial balloons that come out early. Sometimes they're intended just to gauge public reaction. Sometimes they're put out there just so the president can smack them down. And we really don't know yet what's going on with that particular one, but I don't think it's likely to pass.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Jeff Haymond, for your insight this morning. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Good to be here.